Hello everyone, this is Greg from Mystery Honey. I hope you're having a great day. It's May the 4th, so I'm kind of geeking out a bit about Star Wars, but who doesn't? I'm going to try and do something a bit different this week. The long form videos that I do, where I just have it playing in the background and I talk and stuff like that, it's taken me so long to edit. I'm a week behind. Like, I'm recording this and I still haven't done last week's one. And with the rewilding Rainford and just the fact that this is like a side business on top of a full-time job, and I've got a young family and I'm writing blogs and I've got so much stuff to do at the moment, and I don't think I can keep it up with the long form videos, which is really sad because I really enjoy it. And I know that there's a few of you at least that really enjoy these long form videos. But yeah, so I think I'm just going to stick to like a shorter type, maybe hour max, like maximum. So with that in mind, I probably only turn the camera on when something interesting is happening. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be right now. I may have to do like another intro when I know what that is. But yeah, so I thought I'd just let you know that maybe videos from this point onwards might not be the same as they were before. The main job today is to go and just check for queen cells. I did something the other week where I tried to knock the swarm response out of a colony. It has now been a week since then, so if they have swarmed, they'll have swarmed. But I need to go check. If there's any swarm cells still left, I need to knock them down, and yeah, we'll see what's happened. I have been here since and put some supers on top, because that's literally all I had time for, and I feel dreadful for that. I feel like a terrible beekeeper. But unfortunately, there's just so much going on. I really need to reduce my numbers. I had plans at the beginning of this year to increase my numbers up to 100 colonies, but I'm actually thinking I might have to just reduce my numbers down. I just don't have the time at the moment, and it's really crap. Especially from a business point of view, you just want to keep expanding and growing and growing and growing. But I think I need to be responsible and think, I can't do this. This is not something that is available for me at this point in my life. Maybe in the future when the baby's a bit older, or I don't know, I'm made redundant, or I don't know. So who knows what's going to happen in the future? But for now, I think what I need to do is I need to reduce my numbers down. I'm still going to keep my production apiary. I'm still going to keep my quarantine apiary. I'm still going to keep my queen rearing apiary. But I don't think I'm going to have as many colonies this year. I'm going to try and start selling them off. So keep an eye out for that. Right. I'm going to go get my suit on and I'm going to go get cracking. We're starting at the quarantine apiary this week because I was driving that way first, so I thought, why not? Right, I'm going to get suited and booted. See you in a minute. Right, here I am at the quarantine apiary. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colonies here, so it should be nice and quick, nice and easy. So what I might do is I might just have this one as my short form video. 5 colonies, about 5-10 minutes per colony. It's nice and easy, you know? Right, so starting from what happened a few weeks ago. A few weeks ago, we found this colony had quite a few queen cells, but they only just had eggs in them. There was no larvae whatsoever. So what I've attempted to do is I've tried to knock them out of that swarm impulse by adding another super on top and then checkerboarding the full cells with empty cells and just like put them in this formation here. That's hopefully giving them a lot of space, and it means that the queen will be like, oh, we've got so much space here, we don't need to swarm. I've also been back recently this week, I think it was on Wednesday. I had an hour to myself, so I put some extra supers on as well, because the bees were starting to fill these up. So we'll go through and we'll see how well the bees are doing with the spring flow. Other than that, the other colonies were doing fantastic. So yeah, we'll just have a look through them, be nice and easy, and if I see anything interesting, well, we'll deal with that when it comes to it. So I'm going to check this one. Last time I was in it, they were doing really well. There was no swarm cells or anything, so I just put an extra super on top and a few others over the top of the queen excluder. I think I moved a couple of frames that were honey bound into the top above the queen excluder there, and that should have encouraged the bees up. Now I'm looking at the top crown board here, and it looks like we've got quite a lot of bees up here, so that means that hopefully what my plan was has worked. So look, ta-da, we have bees. So that means there's enough bees coming through the queen excluder to come to the roof here. So that's 1, 2, 3 boxes. Right, I'm going to tap these off. Now, because the queen excluder is in this place here, the queen will not be in this spot here, so I don't have to worry too much about losing her. But it's still good to tap the bees in, just because it means that, well, we don't lose any bees and no one gets squished when I put a box down in a minute. So I'm just going to have a quick nosy as I go through these. So I don't know if you can see that, but that is stuck to the frames here underneath. So the way to get around that, there's 2 ways of doing this. Well, there's a few ways of doing this. One is to get your hive tool and sort of stick it underneath and sort of lever them down. That's one way of doing it. It's fine. There is a chance that you may squish someone doing it. The other way, if you're strong enough, is to twist. Now, that was only a slight stickiness. They were only sticking to the frames only ever so slightly, but sometimes I can really stick the top of the frames to the box above. If that's the case, you're going to have to use a lot of your weight to twist that off and break it. But yeah, that's cool. Right, I'm going to put this down. We'll have a look. So this was a completely empty box on Tuesday. No honey or anything like that. And that, oh wow. That is all honey. So they filled, it's not full yet. It's not completely full. We've got a few frames that are empty, that are just being filled with nectar. But they filled that with honey. Let's see what this bad boy's doing. They might be ignoring. No, this is filled with honey as well. So yeah, so they filled 3 supers, 2 to 3 supers. It was 2 supers because I wasn't able to fit enough supers in my car, so I put 2 supers on each one. So they filled 2 supers in 4 or 5 days. That's impressive. That's really impressive. They're not. The honey isn't ready to be consumed yet because it's still quite humid. I think it's got quite high water content. The way to find that out is by shaking the frame on top. If water comes out, it means the honey's not ready yet. So we'll zoom in for this. Right, so I'm going to shake this and we'll see if any liquid comes out of the cells. So as you can see, there's liquid in these cells here. And I can already see liquid there. So we'll shake it, and this is how you tell whether your honey is ready to be extracted yet. Shake it. And if any liquid like that comes dripping out, it's not ready yet. Don't worry about it going on there. The bees are going to lick it up and they'll take it and put it back in the cells. So don't worry about it at all. But that means that this honey isn't ready to be extracted yet. Right, so this is the last. I've literally just had my hive tool. Where have I put my hive tool? Oh, it's there. Right, so this is the last box above the cute queen excluder. So this is the last one that will not have a chance of having the queen in. And this one is completely empty. So that's good. It means the bees have still got space to put honey in. That's good news. It's strange that they've gone to the very top and worked their way down, but each their own. Yeah, it's very light. So that's good. It means they've got space. So 3 things we look for in beekeeping: brood, food, and space. We know they've got space. That's great. But we also need space in the brood area as well, because it is the queen who will start running out of laying space if they get honeybound, and it will be the bees surrounding her that will start off the swarming impulse. When you've got a queen excluder like this, you're going to have bees on the top, as you see that, and you're going to have bees on the bottom as well. Now, question is, what do I do with all these bees? Because the queen could be on the queen excluder on the bottom there. We have no idea where she is. We haven't found her yet, so she could be on here. We have no idea. So always tap this into the bottom box. It'll get both bees from either side, but they'll go in the bottom box, and you want the queen to be stuck in these bottom boxes here. So I'm going to tap. If the queen is in there, or was in there, she's no longer. So this is empty. Any other bees that are on there, just flick off with your nails. Sorted. Right, I'm going to put this on here. So if I put any of these brood boxes on top of these supers, there's no chance that the queen can make her way down. The queen excluder is going to do its job. So any chance of the queen is going to go in the supers is very slim to none. There's still a chance. Always still a chance. Never say never. Right, so this was another super that I put on, and it was pretty dirty, and the bees are cleaning this up something rotten. Doing a really good job of that. Now, if a frame is too dirty, the bees will just get rid of sections and then they will start rebuilding, which they're doing here. That's brand new wax. I'm just seeing if I can see any eggs, because if I can see any eggs, it means that the bees have already started to lay in here, which is incredible if they are. Also, if they're laying in here, then it means that the queen has made her way up. So they've started storing nectar in here already. So here is where they've got a load of nectar. So that's quite impressive. It means that they've cleaned this up enough in the centre that they can start storing food, which is impressive. Again, this has got nectar in the middle as well. And in here as well. So bees are really good at cleaning up comb. You and scrubbing brush won't do half as good a job as leaving the bees to it for a couple of weeks. But yeah, so that's pretty much an empty box, but they've got some nectar in it because they're cleaning it up. That's fine. I think what I did there was I put a dirty box on, like a pretty dirty box, so it had like mold and stuff like that on it, because as soon as it's close to the brood area, which is in these two boxes, the bees will scrub that something rotten. Right, we're going to go into the brood area now, so I'm going to move the camera so you guys can see a bit easier. So whenever you're doing a check on brood area of a double brood area, so you've got two brood boxes, always start with the bottom one. You can work your way up. Not only does it mean that you're not disrupting the bees here and throwing them in the bottom box, then when you lift that up, all the bees in the bottom are annoyed. It also means that you can take a quick look underneath this box and just see if you can see any queen cells, like swarm cells. You only have to do a quick glance, but it's just a quick way of checking. I've shown that in one of my past videos, so yeah, I'm just going to lift this up. So this is stuck to the box below. Sorted that now. So twist, lift, and then off camera, I'm just going to have a quick look, see if I can see the queen cells. So I can see a load of queen cups. I'll have to check, see if they've got any eggs in them. I don't think they have, just from looking at one or two. So. Alright, so this is the bottom box. So this is more than likely going to have a lot of nectar in it from when the foragers come back and spit it into cells and then fly off again. It's going to have pollen in it as well, and more than likely going to have drone cells in it as well. The bees tend to like to put drone near the entrance just to protect the workers, from what I can tell. That could just be what I've seen and not actually a real thing. Right, hive tool. I'm going to lift this up. So always remember, when you're doing a check, never lift the outside frames up, because if the queen is on this, is on the outer edge, and you lift up, the bees will roll over and they may fall out, and it means that you've lost the queen. I'm going for the centre just because I'm not expecting anything bad from this colony. I don't think they're swarming. So I'm just going to take a middle look and just see what they're doing. Now, the issue is that a lot of foragers are going to be on these frames, so I may get stung because these guys can be angry. So there's a lovely frame of brood. We've got a load of cat brood there, and also not seeing any queen cells, so that's positive. Look on the other side, and we're seeing a queen cup right here. So I'm going to lift that open, have a look inside, and that has got an egg in it. So, as I said last time, it doesn't mean that they're going to swarm. Sometimes the queen just gets overzealous. So what I can do, though, is that super that they are cleaning up, I can put that in between these boxes, and then hopefully they'll clean it up faster and it'll give the bees more space. If I find a proper queen cell, then I will do a split. I'll find the queen, take her out with a frame of brood, frame of food, and some bees, and let this colony produce their own queen. So we'll have a quick look. Just looking good. So I'm just going to smoke them a little bit, just because there's a bit of an alarm response going on. The bottom box is always filled with foragers, so they are the most likely to set off that panic pheromone, which means that the bees get a bit antsy. So that is a lovely frame of pollen there. I've got some brood here. We've got some eggs as well, and we've got some larvae in the middle. Let's have a look at the eggs, see if they're facing upwards. And they are, so it means that the queen could be on this frame. Not 100% though. I'm also looking for any queen cells as well while I'm at it. Lots of eggs. So we've seen lots of eggs, so that is out of that tick list I did before, that is brood finished. So we've got brood, food, space. We've seen that we've got brood, seen that we've got space, and we've seen that we've got pollen and lots of nectar and stuff. So that's food. So these guys, I've got everything that they need. But what we need to check now is the minutiae, which is queen cells. I'm just going to keep smoking this. Well, remember to smoke yourself, not the bees, because the bees fly around, you stay stationary. Look. This is another frame of brood. It's a little cat brood. Just having a quick cursory glance, see if you can see the queen. Don't have to see her. Lots of eggs on this frame, and I can see a queen cup. So there's a queen cup right here. By the way, it has little white dots on it, which means that the bees have spent some time on it with some food in the guts, and there is an egg in there as well. Okay, so we've not seen a larvae yet, so nothing to worry about as of yet, but we are seeing eggs, so the bees are starting to think, oh, we're running out of space. Lots of eggs, lots of larvae. Cat brood on the middle. This queen's great. Come on, budge over. Right. And what I'm going to do then, after I finish this frame, I'm going to start moving to the other side, and we'll inspect that side as well. Remember, there's no rush, especially if you're just a hobbyist, you've got all the time in the world. This is an amazing frame of pollen. I'll show you this in a second, just make sure the queen's not on here. Right. That is an incredible frame of pollen. It's almost wall-to-wall pollen, and that is where the larvae are getting all of their protein from. That is awesome. Nice work, guys. Right, so I'm going to put this back, and we'll go to the other side. Ooh, put it back the right way. That'd be good. Good job, bees. Right. So just be careful looking down the lugs, making sure that where the wood touches each other, there's no bees being pinched. You don't want anyone getting hurt. These bees are precious. And they're the reason that you do your hobby. So I'll move this across. I'll go for this one now. Remember, if bees start hovering around you, just stay still. As still as you can. You can do little movements, but don't go flaily. As soon as you go flaily, the bees start jumping at you. Lovely frame of larvae with some cat brood in the middle. Can't see the queen yet, but I'm not particularly looking for her. Some drones hatching. So we've got a queen cup. Where was that queen cup? Oh, down here. We've got a queen cup over here. So I'm just going to open it up and see what's inside. My guess is either it's going to be an egg or empty. An egg. It's got an egg in there. Yeah, so she's laying eggs in these frames, but I don't think they want to swarm. Now, always remember that swarming is a perfectly natural response for bees. It's how they reproduce. So you may get some bees that are titled as non-swarmy, but every bee colony will swarm eventually, or will try to at least. This is a lovely frame of lots of eggs. Lots and lots of eggs. The whole frame is full of eggs. There's a queen cup there. Just look inside. Nope, nothing in that queen cup. It's an empty one, so it's a play cup. Okay. Put that down. Remember, no rush. Relax. Take your time. This is a hobby. If the bees swarm, it's perfectly natural. It's what they do. So your job is to try and prevent it as much as possible. But if you mess up, there's nothing to worry about. It just happens. Your job is to deal with the consequences, which is to help and produce a good queen afterwards. Can't see any queen cups or cells on this one. That's good. Lots of drone brood. So I'll show you the difference if you're new. So this here, it's flat on here. This is worker brood, and this stuff that's sticking out, that's drone brood. Drone brood looks kind of like bullets, whereas worker brood is nice and flat. It kind of looks like a biscuit. That there is a play cup. I'm going to open it up and we'll see. Yeah. So there's no egg in there or larvae, so that's a cup. There you are. Thought I'd show you. But it's looking good. All the cells look nice and healthy, which is important. You don't want any disease or anything, especially this time of year. This is full of honey. This side. What's this side? This side is full of pollen. So these guys are looking a little honey bound, but not too bad. This is also full of honey. Yeah. Okay, so these guys are getting a little honey bound in the brood area. As I said, you want space at this in this area. And this here, yeah, this has also got a bit of nectar in it, but it's also being cleaned up. So what I'm going to do is, just to try and throw them off a little bit more, is I'm just going to push this to the edge over here. So these two have honey in them. This is virtually empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just budge this across as well. I'm going to bring this empty-ish frame. So they're working on fixing this. I'm going to bring this slightly more central near the brood. And the bees will probably clean it up a lot faster. That being the case. Right. It's across, smoke them down, and then we'll put the second box on top. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that dirty super that they're cleaning up in the middle, and then it means that they get hopefully get shocked out of the swarm response that they're trying to start. So I'll show you how to do that now. So I want to turn this into the second box, because then it's like brood, empty, brood, and hopefully the bees will think, oh, there's lots of space here. Hang on, smoke you. Right. So hopefully that'll knock the bees out of that swarm response that they're starting up. So how to do that? You've got a big heavy box here, and the box that you want to put in the middle is there. You don't ever want to put a brood box directly on the floor. If the queen is in here and the grass goes in, it could kill the queen, or could latch to her, and when you lift the box up, you're leaving the queen behind. So the way to do that is that you get another floor. I'm going to use that roof over there. So I'm going to stick this here, like that. Can you guys see that? Yeah, fair enough. Right, so then I'm going to lift this box up, and I'm going to place it on top. It is very heavy. So it's probably got a lot of honey in it. So it's a good idea to put this box of empty frames in. So then, now I've got access to this. I'll place this in. Slowly lower it. Don't try to squish anyone. Evenly space the frames, like so. And now I can put that box on top. So I've already checked this super when I went through it before to see what was happening. So I can just put that one on top and we can go through that one now. Right, so all we need to do is check this one now, and then we can put the queen excluder on, put those boxes back on and leave. Putting this super in the middle has been my try at knocking out the swarm impulse. So if that doesn't work, then next time I come and check next week, there'll be queen cells, proper queen cells everywhere, and I'll have to do a split or something along those lines. So yeah, right, we'll go in and have a look. Because I've seen queen cells, I'm going to start a bit close to the edge and work my way that way. Right, okay. So, can't see any eggs up here yet. Oh no, there's eggs there. Okay, I found the eggs. But we are seeing a lot of queen cups. So there's one queen cup here. It's empty though, not even an egg. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move to the side. So I'm using the sun to get some good light going down the cell so I can see what's going on. Can eye up the cells, see how they are health-wise, look at the bees, see how they're doing as well. Seems to be okay. So because I want this space to be able to move the frames out, I'm just going to move this to the end over here. Now you can shake that frame off if you're worried about squishing someone, but the lugs really should do a good enough job to hold it up so no one gets hurt. Oh, off. Right, I have to smoke myself again. I'm just going to smoke this box because I don't want bees to be flying at the microphone. So work your way back towards you. First, we've got some lovely brood here. Nice cappings. Some drone brood. And we've got queen cup, 70. Same again. We've got a lovely circle, like semicircle of honey around the top of the frame there. So I think that these bees were definitely getting honey bound before I started putting supers on. If you want bees to move honey, if you bruise the honey cells, so if I start bruising these cells here, the bees will suck that up and take it up above the queen excluder. It is something that you can do. But there is a possible problem. If you bruise it too much and the honey starts to leak, one, you could drown the bees in honey, which is always bad. And another one is that you could start a robbing impulse that these bees will have. They will start robbing out this colony because they can smell honey and it's just delicious. Okay? So yeah, they can't help themselves. I'll have a quick look at you. I think you're just honey. Yep, honey frame. And honey frame. Okay. Okay, I'll drop you down. Can't see the queen, but can see lots of eggs, lots of larvae of different ages. The cells look good. Can't see any queen cells. Can see a queen cup here. Now remember, if you see a larvae, then the whole game plan changes. If you see a larvae in the queen cell, that means that these guys are going to swarm. No matter what you do, these guys are wanting to swarm. The best thing to do there is do a split. You can always then reintroduce the queen after the fact, if need be. Just make him hopeless to the queenless and reintroduce the old queen. And you get a good chance that it will work out. This is full of brood. 2 is full of brood. I think I just saw the queen on this frame, but I could be mistaken. It was only a quick glance. Now, if I remember rightly, this queen is bright orange. I thought I saw her, but I don't think I did. It's fine, I'm not looking for her. Well, I am, but I'm not going out my way to find her. And to be honest, if you see the queen, you've got to keep your eye on her because they have cloaking devices. Just move you a bit further along. Another brood frame with honey on the top. So if I had enough equipment, I would put another brood box on these guys, just to give them lots and lots of space. But I don't have that equipment available at the moment, so I've got to deal with what I've got. Lots of brood again. Yeah, so these guys are going hell for leather with the brood, doing really well. It's no wonder that they've decided that they want to swarm. So much brood coming in that even if they did swarm, it'd probably not make a massive difference to the honey production. This is full of brood again. It's good. I still haven't seen the queen, but I'm not too worried about that. Oh, there's a queen cup there that looks a bit elongated. No, it's fine. Right. Almost there, just 2 more frames, and I think the last 2 are probably just going to be honey. Yeah, this is honey. Oh. So if I had the space, or rather if I had the equipment, I would put a brood box on top, and any honey frames in that in this brood box, I'd swap out with empty ones and put these ones in that upper brood box. But as I said, I don't have that. Don't have the equipment available right now, so yeah, I think I might have to do a purchase at some point soon. Hopefully there's going to be a spring sale or summer sale or something along those lines, because I'm definitely going to need it. Okay. There we go. Right, so we've got some little bobbly bits on here, so we need to get rid of them before we put the queen excluder on. So I'm just going to smoke with the bees. Just take them off. The bees tend to be okay anyway if you don't smoke them, but it's always good just to get them out of harm's way, just in case. Right, queen excluder time. Put queen excluder on top. And always remember to just, if you're going to knock the bees, knock them into this box because it's the brood box. So if the queen managed to get on here, you're knocking them back into the brood box. Put the queen excluder back on, wiggle it a bit so the bees go down, and put these boxes on top. Right, so this is the one where I tried to knock them out the swarm response. This is where we find out whether they've swarmed or not. Move my tool away. Okay, so the top 1, 2, 3 boxes are going to be queenless, so I don't have to worry about them. I am going to have a look, see what they're like when it comes to honey. Because remember, I've only just put 2 boxes on this colony. So if these have already got, you know, honey in it, it's quite impressive. Let's have a look. Now, it seems quite wet in here for some reason. These are empty, so it's interesting that it's damp. It's not rained at all, really. The spring, so that's empty as well. This is an empty box. Crack. Next. Let's look at this one. This one looks the same. It looks like bees aren't touching it, so it's fine. And this one's got some honey in it, I think. The cells look nice and white, so it's clean wax. Yes, this has got some honey in it. It's not ready yet, but it's in here. Right, so the honey's out of the way. So we're going to put the brood box. So honey's out of the way, honey box is out of the way, so we're going to go through these brood boxes now, okay? So now, if you remember, I did a bit of swapping with empty frames and full frames. So I put empty frames next to full frames. So it means that the bees had more space. It was broken up the brood area that they had originally. So that's made a difference. So what am I going to do? So I can already tell that this box is absolutely jam-packed with honey and brood. Look at that. Absolutely jam-packed with brood there. So much so that they've actually made like a little dog leg of their own comb here, just to put more brood in. So yeah. Now, a good sign is that there's no queen cell on this one yet. I don't want to go through this yet. I want to go to the bottom one and make my way up. But it is interesting. I'm just having a look, see if I can see any queen cells, and I can't. No. Okay, right, I'm going to put this back, take the box off, and go to the bottom one. Oh, heavy. Same again. Now, I remember rightly, this one has a lot of empty frames as well. So, take this off. Okay, so this is a big colony, all right? So it's filling 3 brood boxes, absolutely brim. It's going into the supers a little bit. I think I need to find a way of encouraging them up there. So if I find some frames with honey in, or majority of honey, I'm going to put those in those boxes that are just not being touched, and that the smell of that will drag the bees up there. Ooh. This box definitely needs looking after. I've got a great big gap here, which could be a bloody nightmare if wasps want to get in. That's not great. This box needs replacing and fixing. Alright, so because this colony was swarmy last time, and I did knock it down, but it was swarmy, so I'm just going to be very careful with this, because if there's any queen cells, I don't want to knock them. Because if they've swarmed, then I want to be able to use them. Now, what I'm looking for now is eggs, and I can see eggs. Not a whole lot at the moment, but I can see some eggs. Looks like the queen's only just started laying them. So she may be on this frame. Doing a terrible job of spotting queens at the moment. Right, so can't see any queen cells on there, that's good. I'm just going to take my time, remember. So slowly lift and just have a look, see if you can see them. So this has got loads of eggs in it. So when I did this initially, this little technique to try and knock them out of swarming, that was 2 weeks ago. So if they were going to have swarmed, they would have swarmed by now, which means that I shouldn't have any eggs in here if they've swarmed. So because they've got eggs, I can calm down a little bit and go, phew, that worked. Fantastic. I may find some more queen cups with eggs in them, but they haven't swarmed yet. So that's good. Yeah, so this whole area here is full of eggs. That's brown. And this top bit here as well. So that all this area here is also full of eggs, and all this brood here is about to hatch very soon. So that's why the queen's been dragged here. In fact, I've got a couple that are actually hatching right now, so that's good. Just keep an eye out, see if I can see the queen. No, can't see her. Okay, no worries. That's interesting. Right, let's have a look at this back frame. This will probably just be honey, which it is. It's just honey. Yeah. Bees don't tend to use the back frame very much, from what I can tell. Unless they're really, really trying to... Yeah, I really need to repair this. Okay. This box is very damaged. It's just not good. Right, we'll keep going through. But my worry that they've swarmed has flown away like a bee on the wind. This feels very light, so it's going to have lots of larvae on it. Yeah, larvae and eggs, lots of it. Keep a cursory glance for the queen. Can't see her. Yeah, this is jam-packed with eggs, so every single one of these cells is filled with eggs. So the queen is going hell for leather on this one, so that's good. Okay, watch out, watch out. Now, I was talking to someone who bought a new coffee the other day. They were saying that they had a bad back, and they were a bit worried about lifting heavy boxes. So what you could do is just completely, on frames as well, what you could do, you could be just completely ignore brood boxes. Don't bother with these bigger ones, just go full on super. If you do 3 supers, it generally comes to about more than brood and a half. So brood and a super. So having 3 supers instead of 1 brood box is much better. So it means that you have to spend a bit more time going through your frames because they're not all connected, but it's better on the back. It's a bit more relaxed, and you're giving them more space in the brood box on its own. Yeah, so this is really good. This queen is amazing. Oop, sorry. Right. So yeah, panic over. That's good. These bees are really nice as well. Like, they're not, whereas Laura was battering the microphone, these aren't bothering me at all, really. They're flying around my head a little bit, but it's not like batting me. Alright, so that is looking good. Oh, there's a random swarm response there. I don't know what happened there. Let's smoke them down. Calm down, guys. Let's not play silly buggers, eh? Looking really good. No queen cells yet, or queen cups, so that's amazing. I'll check the supers in a minute, because that'll be the real test. They're getting a bit antsy now, so the closer you go to the entrance, the closer you get to where all the foragers are. Foragers are the ones that are quite stingy. They're the ones that are going to go for you, so they're a bit more aggressive than the rest of the bees. It's one of the reasons why I quite like the warm way, where the frames are going that way, because it sort of like locks all of the foragers in a certain area. When it's the cool way, each frame, like in a circle, has some foragers on it, so Yeah, I quite like the warm way. Of course, if you're American or from the continent, you have no choice because you use Langstroth, and they only do the cool way. Which just proves that it doesn't really matter. Bees will adapt to whatever. Like if you ever see inside a natural bee hive, you'll see that there is no orientation when it comes to the frames. They're just building in all sorts of wonderful wild ways. So there's lots of space here for the queen to lay, so that's good. I'm not sure she will, but the fact it's here means that we've got space. So remember what I said, brood, food, space. We've got lots of brood and it looks fantastic. We've got food in these other frames here where I can see honey, and we've got lots of space in these bottom frames here. So we're doing fine. I'm going to push this forwards. I'm waiting to get stung because I've said that they're a good colony. And it's always sod's law that you get stung by the colony that he says is really kind and nice. Well, they're doing quite well so far, so can't complain. Right, let's plug that back. Let's push this down and put the box on top. I really need to do something about this brood box, so that'll be another job in the future. Possibly a future video, how to swap out boxes. Ooh, okay, so this down. Trying to squish anyone. Okay, so again, this is where we'll see queen cups and queen cells probably in one of these frames. So this is absolutely jam-packed with honey. That's crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this out and move it to the side. If we can try and get the bees moving all the honey above the queen excluder, then that'll save us a job. Oh. Until then, we'll do it manually. Give them more space. This is also full. Look at that white cappings there. Wow, way stunning. Get them off. Shouldn't be the queen on here, but never know. So yeah, any frames that have honey on, I'm going to move on. Right, so cursory glance for the queen, but because it's so higgledy-piggledy with drone brood and stuff like that, I'm going to have to shake the bees off. Right. So we've got some queen cups here, and they could be queen cells. I'll have a look. In fact, I'll bring it to you. Right, so I've just opened that one. Let's have a look inside. Completely empty. Where's the other ones? There's two here. So there's one here. Empty. And this one. Also empty. Positive. That's a positive result. Yep, bro. Now this one has brood in it, so I'm not going to stick it above the queen excluder. There's a few reasons for that. One, the bees up in the queen excluder, if there are any, could feel like they've been separated from the queen, so they could produce their own queen, which means that you could accidentally supersede the queen that's in here by, like, just because the bees get confused. Another one is if it's drone brood, they get stuck in the queen excluder and they can end up dying in the queen excluder, which is really sad. But that also blocks the queen excluder from the worker bees being able to make their way up. So yeah, it's always important to not put brood up there. This looks mostly like honey again. So I want to shake this off as well. Yeah, full of honey. Put that down here. We'll top it up in a minute. We've got two boxes down here that are completely empty, so it's fine. Right, so this is another one where it's higgledy-piggledy, so I'm just going to do a cursory queen glance. Doesn't really matter if she's on here when I shake it. She will fall onto the frames below. I'm not doing it like whoomph, so she's not going to get too hurt. She's just going to bounce off and then go start laying elsewhere. So this has got some larvae here. some queen cells here, a piece of metal that's come loose, which is really annoying. But I'm not seeing any queen cups whatsoever. It is getting a bit honeybound though, so yeah. Right. I did have a multi-tool, but I don't know where it's gone. So I'm just going to try and push it into the wax. There we go. Right, it's not going to be hurting anyone now. It's good. Next. So this has got loads of eggs on it. Loads and loads of eggs. Can't see any queen cups. Also the benefit of using just supers rather than brood frames, and those extra large brood frames, which I think are ridiculous. You've only got a small frame to look over for the queen, so you're not going round and round circles and the queen's just avoiding your gaze. You can pretty much see it with a direct look in your periphery. This is mostly brood as well. I'm going to do a cursory glance for the queen, because it's got a load of drone brood in, so it's higgledy-piggledy. Oh, look at the queen. Can't see her. I'm going to have a little shake. Shake, shake, shake. You can see the drone brood there. And here. There is a queen cup here, but it's empty completely. So I think I've managed to knock them out of this. I think I can say that with a bit of confidence now. I'm not one for saying things with confidence, because if you do, it will bite you in the bum. This is just nectar. On that side, and there's brood on this side. Okay, so I won't put this in the top. So it was supposed to be just 12 degrees C today. I was expecting a nice cool day, so I wore my jeans. But I'm absolutely cooking. Oh, so hot. Especially in that sun, it's really bright. I don't know anything like this in spring in the UK, really. Well, this one should just be honey, I think. Honey, and yeah, honey. Come on, off you go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Remember, brush them off with your nails. They can't sting through nails. And don't do it like viciously. They are your friends after all. You wouldn't knuckle a dog or a cat or a hamster, would you? So try not to hurt them. Right, put this here. Right, we'll get them some new frames. So put that there. And it's kind of like checkerboarding again. I'm just going to put the empty frames in between them. Right, so same as I did before. I've got another brood area here, and I don't want to put it on the floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the roof from over there and put that on there, out of the way. Right, so that floor is now here. I'm going to put it behind us. Into the nettles with you. Right, I'm going to stick that there, out of the way. I think I'm going to be taking quite a few frames of honey off that one as well, because it's very heavy. Right, I'm going to knock all these bees into here, in case the queen is there. Oh, the sun's gone in now. Right, and then we're going to find some empty frames here and put them in there. It shouldn't be too hard, really, because that's got a bit of nectar in it, but there's one completely empty one here. Put that on the edge. There, perfect. Push that up to it. You've got nectar on. You've got nectar and stuff in it. Right, okay, so the majority of this box is full of honey. So I'm going to put this on top of here. We have some really empty frames here. Completely, not even any bees on it or anything. So stick them in there. I got asked the other day, I'm not sure, I might get told off for this. I got asked the other day, can you use frames that have had brood in for storing honey in? And to that, I'm going to say yeah. So always make sure that there's no brood in those frames when you're uncapping, because then you'll uncap some bees and it'll be gross. And it'll be like bee guts and stuff like that. You don't want that. But if it's completely empty, even if it's been used before by brood, you can use it for honey, really. Bees are absolutely experts at cleaning up those cells. The only thing they can't clean up is any chemical treatments that you've given them. So if you've used anything like Apivar on your frames, then I would probably say don't use that for honey. If you something like ApiGuard, which only affects the honey that's in the frame itself, then once the bees have eaten that and it's been cleared out, then yeah, I think you can get away with reusing it for honey. But anyway, I thought I'd just bring it up while it was on my mind. Right, put you there, watch out. And can I fit another one in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't need to. I'll spread these guys out a little bit more. A bit more space. There we go. In fact, bring you a bit closer. A bit more. And that's what happens if you flick too much. Smoke yourself if bees are going a bit loopy. That was my fault. Right, I'm going to put you back over here and put this other box on top. Remember, tap. Don't want to lose the queen in your supers, because that's how you get ruined supers, where you can't use any of the honey because there's loads of brood around it. Right, put this on. Just be careful putting it down. There we go. Right, so I can already tell that this has got big frames of honey, and look at that. Wow, that's beautiful. Wow, incredible. Oh, right, put that down there. In fact, hang it so it doesn't get damaged. Okay. Right, so this has got honey on it, but it's also got brood. So it's a little bit higgledy-piggledy. So one way to see if you can see any queen cups is by looking directly at the bottom, looking directly down. Because the queen cups are the only ones that will show as like holes. Can't see any queen cups there. It's a bit of honey, bit of brood. I'm not going to take that one upstairs. Leave that there. Mostly honey, but it's got some brood, so I don't want to take it upstairs. This is mostly brood. It's also very higgledy-piggledy as well, so I'm going to do a cursory queen check, and then I will shake them off and have a proper look. See if I can see any queen cells. I'm 98% sure that this colony isn't going to swarm now, though. I think I've got rid of that swarm impulse. Yeah, so can't see any queen cups or anything like that. Now, I don't know if you've seen the video, but this was absolutely jam-packed with queen cups and queen cells last time. So they've actually knocked them down, which is quite impressive. Again, this is another higgledy-piggledy one. Cursory queen. Cursory queen check. Cursory queen check. Need to turn that into a theme tune of some sort. Nope, checked off. So these are all drones, so that's incredible. Hopefully, because this is a really nice colony, these drones will go out and they will mate with my future queens that I'm going to be making this month. If that's the case, then drones are what predict or choose the aggressiveness of a colony. So an aggressive hive, the drones will give aggressive bees to whichever queen that they impregnate. So this is a nice, lovely colony. As you can see, no one's jumping. I really hope that these guys do a good job of mating with my virgin queens when I produce them. That's the queen. Now this is quite heavy with honey, but it's got brood in it, and I don't really want to move that. But it is getting to become quite unwieldy because it's just so thick. This is mostly honey again. It's got a tiny, tiny bit of brood, which, you know what, I'm happy to put that in the super. Put that down there. No. Oh, found the queen. Perfect. Right, I'm going to keep an eye on her because she is wily. Aha! No, go away. Don't do it. No, don't go. Oh, you little poo. Right. So, when you see her, keep an eye on her because wily. Come on. Get up. Get up. Go on. There we go. Got her. Whew. So, need to mark her. She is a green queen because she was from last year. She's a lovely orange colour with black stripes. Just need to immobilise her and then I will mark her with my green pen. I think I only marked her a couple of weeks ago. Cheeky. That's it. Come on. So it can be a bit of fiddly. Come on. Right, I've marked her to an extent. It's not a great mark, but she's wiggling. Aha! No. Oh, that'll do. Sod it. Right, so I'm going to put her like that. So the reason I'm putting that on its side is so it doesn't roll off if I do any movements or anything like that, or it makes it harder for it to roll off because it's stuck between two frames. So now I've seen the queen, I'm going to shake. And I'm going to check this queen's cup. It's empty. Empty. Yeah, so this colony is doing great. It's gone back on task. That's a great frame of honey. Right, so same again. So it's checkerboard. You can go up against the wall, I think. Can you? Yep, you can go up against the wall, nice and flat. Put you in between. Bring you closer. There's no way that you can touch properly, so. Yep, bring you a bit closer. New frame. Bring you closer. And then I'll release the queen. I'm going to release the queen down here. She can't be hurt. And then wait for her to disappear. Oh, that needs a bit more space there. And put this in. Okay, right. Found the queen, marked her a bit. It wasn't a very good marking, but she was wiggly, and time's cracking on. And then I've taken out some frames of honey. There you are. Right, I'm going to smoke these guys down and put the supers on top. So queen excluder, Remember, when you put it down, if you just wiggle it a little bit, any bees that are underneath should try and get out of it so they don't get stuck. Put this on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so these guys could get away with not having any more frames in. Just spread it out a bit. I do have quite a lot of honey, so I'll fill this box down here first, and then we'll see if I need to put any up there. Oh. Oops. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to put one of these frames up here. That's fine though. There we go. Done. Right, I'm gonna put these supers up. It's heavy. Job done. Really need to get some WD-40 on these things. Right. So this colony is called Kate, named after my sister, not the girl from Picking Mixers, although she would have you believe that. Right. Smoked out. Okay, so where were we with this one? I don't think there was anything wrong with this one. It wasn't showing up any queen cells or anything, if I remember rightly. I think it was just plodding along. Now Kate is a bit of an old bird, so I'm not expecting great things from her this year. She could prove me wrong, but this top box is empty. It's fine. Right, so we've got some honey in this super here. It looks like I've put these frames up here though. I say that because we've got some cured honey here where they've capped it, and in here there's nectar, so it looks like they've had to eat some of this. I'm not expecting this to be a particularly strong colony this year and produce me a lot of honey. This could be a candidate for requeening when it comes to autumn time. We'll have to see how she does. I'm not expecting like great things from this one, but we'll see. So, Queen Excluded came with me. Oh dear. Okay, so this was a foundation frame from this year. You can tell because it's so bloody clean. They have started drawing it out, so that's good. So maybe I've forgotten what I've done. It's 2 weeks ago. I think maybe this one was similar to the middle one. Maybe that they were throwing out some queen cups with some eggs in it, and I've added another brood box on top. Or it could be that this brood box was dirty and I just wanted the bees to clean it up. Either way, they are in the middle. I don't know what they're doing. Yes, this is dirty in the middle. Still cleaning it up. Yeah. So they're doing a good job of cleaning this one up. But they're just slowly plodding along with that. That's fine. I don't mind. Okay. It's a bit of weight to that, actually. So it looks like they've actually filled out the first 3 frames with honey. So they are actually doing something. They're just putting it to one side. Right. As I said before, I always go with the bottom box first and work your way up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to have a quick glance underneath, see if I can see any queen cells. So I'm looking underneath and I'm looking for any holes that are staring right back at me, because that is usually a sign of a queen cell or a queen cup. Now I can see a queen cup. What's it got inside? Nothing. Nothing. So this is how to do a cursory swarm check. You will miss cells if they're in the middle of the frame or if they're along the edges, but within the actual box itself, especially when it's a brood box or one of the big ones. But if you want to do like a cursory check just to see, because you're running out of time, it's a good way of just looking and seeing if you've got any swarm cells that are actually visible, or any queen cups, so you can open them up and see if there's any larvae or anything along those lines. Right, put that back. Right, so this is the bottom box. So we're going to smoke these bees down and take these bits of wax off. Now in doing this, if the queen is near the top, she may get smoked down to the floor. So I may not see the queen, but that's fine. I don't really look for the queen very often. Now, what are we looking for? I've said it a few times now. I want to let those at home say it. What are we looking for? Brood, food, and... yeah, it's interactive now. Space. So what we're going to do is we're going to check. I can see brood. We've got some lovely larvae there in this brace comb. So we've got larvae, so we've got some brood. What we want to see though is we want to see eggs. And what we don't want to see is we don't want to see queen cells. So I've already seen food, so I've got food, and we need to know that they've got space. Just bear with me. Right, so let's have a look what's going on in here. All right. So this is mostly honey and nectar. So I'm just going to move that to the edge here. This back frame is completely honey. Look at that. Glittering. Lovely. So we've got food sorted. We're looking for space. So in here we now have lots of larvae. Lots of very young larvae. I'll have to see if there's any eggs. Because that's what we want to see. We want to see some eggs so we know that the queen is here. It doesn't matter if you see the queen. As long as there's eggs, it means the queen's present. Or has been present in the past few days. And we're seeing eggs. I've got some eggs right in the corner here. I thought I'd just seen the queen then. No. Sometimes your peripheral vision messes with you. Queen cup, nothing in it. That's good. Look on this side. Lots of larvae. This one. Well, that is a pretty decent brood frame. Cool. That's lots of eggs on this side. So that means that this brood here is probably more than likely going to hatch soon. That's cool. Looking for the queen. Now, the queen doesn't like sunlight, especially when it's hot sunlight, like it is now. So she'll probably be running as quick as she can to get out and into the shade again. So chances of me seeing the queen on a day like this is slim. Small brood. Got some pollen mixed in there as well. It's not a particularly great pattern really because the pollen is breaking it up, but it's pretty solid where there is brood. Just looking for any disease or anything like that as well. And all the cappings look lovely and dry and flat. The larvae looks lovely and white. And you know what? There's quite a few cells here that's not been touched by eggs or anything, so they have got some space. So that's the last one done. But we'll keep looking. Can't see any queen cells, so I'm going to just do one more and then I'll go into the top box and then I'll move on, because I don't think these guys are swarming. I think these guys have got quite a bit of space, to be fair. Yeah, not seeing any queen cells at all. No queen cups. Yeah, it's looking good. Right, I'm going to call it quits that one there. I'm happy with that. We'll go into the top box, have a quick gander, but my guess is that they're fine. Just plonk you in. Gently, gently. Catch a monkey. Right. Just give it a quick blitz around the edge, just to scare the bees away from being squished. I'll put this box on. Ooh. There's a heavy box. My guess is that there's going to be some frames of honey in this. And if there are, then I'll take them out like I did with the other one. Lovely frame of brood. No queen cells. Another lovely frame of brood. That's a queen cup that I broke open before. It's looking great. Got a drone trying to escape here, but he needs some help. Bees will help him out in a bit. This is quite laden with honey, but it's also got brood on it. I don't want to move it. This will probably have just honey in it, but we'll see. No, this is full of brood as well. Okay. So these guys are trying to expand, which is good. They're not trying to swarm, which is even better. Yeah, I'm happy with these guys. They're doing a good job. Put this back. Right, I'm going to close these guys up. They're fine. Doing really well. Ooh. Oops. That is the issue with these queen excluders, is that they are very light, so if they get stuck a bit, they get really stuck. Right. Cool. Watch out. Ooh. 1, 2, 1. Right, let's close that up. So I'm actually just going to leave it there for this video. I've gone through 3 colonies, which, you know, isn't a lot compared to what I usually do, but I think we've gone through some important stuff. I've told you some tips and tricks that I've done in here. We've gone through here. I've actually done something that's successful. Huzzah. And this one's just going along fine. Ticking along fine. Tickety boo. So I think it's a pretty good representation of what it's been like today. Bees are flying out. It's a lovely sunny day. And hopefully, because this is a shorter video, make it a bit more approachable for me to edit and you guys to watch. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys very soon. If you hit the like button, I'd really appreciate it, and if you'd subscribe, that's even better. Other than that, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.